Paramatmane Namaham. Namaste devotees and Jai Sita Ram. I'd like to welcome each and every one of you to our virtual morning satsang this beautiful December 4th, 2022. As we commence with our prayers for today, devotees, I ask that we join together as we sing this very beautiful bhajan as we prepare our minds and our bodies and our souls for our puja for today. स्वागत सब जन इस मंदिर हो, भक्ति की स्वाति की धार, सुंदर सुमधुर गान हमारो, रंजन सब नर नार। ईश सगुण निर्गुण विनाशी, माता पिता रघुयार। ईश सगुण निर्गुण विनाशी, माता पिता रघुयार। तोरे माए अमवास्त सदाई, तोरे माए अमवास्त सदाई, आरह में संसार। स्वागत सब जन इस मंदिर, भक्ति की स्वाति की धार, सुंदर सुमधुर गान हमारो, रंजन सब नर नार। तीर्थ माया मोत लगावे, पुण्य परिसार। तीर्थ माया मोत लगावे, पुण्य परिसार। संगति संतन नीम चलाए, संगति संतन नीम चलाए, शोभन सब व्यवहार। स्वागत सब जन इस मंदिर हो, भक्ति की स्वाति की धार, सुंदर सुमधुर गान हमारो, रंजन सब नर नार। रंजन सब नर नार, रंजन सब नर नार। At this time, devotees, I ask that we all join together now as we clasp our hands and close our eyes. We take a deep breath in, and as we exhale, we relax our spine, drop your shoulders, relax your neck, relax your forehead, your entire body. With your eyes closed still, I want you to focus on a form of Bhagwan that's most pleasing to you, one that helps you concentrate, one that helps you focus and join together as we chant these opening prayers. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnata Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamaraya Purnamevavashishyate Ishavasyam Miram Sarvam Yatyaja Jagatyam Jat Tena Tektina Punjitha Mavrudha Kasya Swindam Om Sahana Vatu Sahana Vatu Sahaviryam Karvavahe Tejasvinavaditamastu Ma Vidvishavahe. Hari Om Shanti 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 Hari Om. We continue on by chanting the most powerful mantra in this universe. We join together as we chant the Gayatri. Om Manakshe Varade Devi Akshare Brahmavadini Gayatri Jagat Mathar Vishwayoni Namostute. Om Bhuri Bhuvaswa Tat Savitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Nah Prachodayat. Om Bhuri Bhuvaswa Tat Savitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Nah Prachodayat. Om Bhuri Bhuvaswa Tat Savitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Nah Prachodayat. गायत्री माता की जय. As we begin our prayers for the day devotees, we offer obediences to that remover and destroyer, but also creator of all obstacles in our life. We start our prayers off by offering obediences to Lord Ganesh. Om Shri Ganganapataye Namaha. Om Yajaranam Bhota Ganadhi Sevitam Kapita Jammu Palacharam Umasutam Shoka Vinashakarakam Namami Viganeshwara Padapankajam. Om Vakratunda Mahaya Surya Koti Samaprabha Nirviganam Kurume Deva Sarvakarishu Sarvada. Om Raksha Raksha Ganadhaksha Rakshatrelokya Rakshakar Bhaktanam Bhayam Kartha Trata Bhava Bhavarana. Om Shriman Mahaganadhipataye Namah. Jai Ganesha Jai Ganesha Jai Ganesha Deva Mata Jaki Parvati Pita Mahadeva. Jai Ganesha Jai Ganesha Jai Ganesha Deva Mata Jaki Parvati Pita Mahadeva. Narvana Bhambhoga Lage Sant Kari Seva. Jai Ganesha Jai Ganesha Jai Ganesha Deva Mata Jaki Parvati Pita Mahadeva. Jai Ganesha Jai Ganesha Jai Ganesha Deva Mata Jaki Parvati Pita Mahadeva. Ekaranta Dayavanta Chara Bhuja Bhari Mata ki Sindur Soe Musa ki Savari. Ye Duka Harata Paramanadani. Jai Ganesha Jai Ganesha Jai Ganesha Deva Mata Jaki Parvati Pita Mahadeva. Andhan ko aankarete kuriyan ko khaya Panjan ki putra dete nirdan ko maya. Par karo naat bhajan karo tera. Jai Ganesha Jai Ganesha Jai Ganesha Deva Mata Jaki Parvati Pita Mahadeva. Jo tera dhyan karo gyan mile usko jod tujhe aur bhag jau mein kisko. Ye deva kripa karo kasharo mera. Jai Ganesha Jai Ganesha Jai Ganesha Deva Mata Jaki Parvati Pita Mahadeva. Jai Ganesha Jai Ganesha Jai Ganesha Deva Mata Jaki Parvati Pita Mahadeva. Mata Jaki Parvati Pita Mahadeva. Mata Jaki Parvati Pita Mahadeva. Om Shriman Mahaganadhipataye Namah. Prem se Bolo Ganesh Bhagwan ki Jai. Devotees, as we come to the end of the year of 2022, we approach the year of 2023. I know a lot of students who are still in school right now are approaching your final exams. You're getting your last packets together, reviewing your last bits of information. And in order for us to do successful, we have to make sure that all the knowledge we've acquired turns into wisdom. And as we perform our pujas, when we say our prayers, Mother Saraswati is the mother of knowledge and the mother of wisdom. She provides us with a clarity of mind to acquire the information we need necessarily to learn, and she allows us to turn that information into knowledge that we can apply to any situation. So as we prepare for our last exams, as we prepare for the end of the year, we offer prayers to that mother of knowledge, that mother of learning, that mother of wisdom and music. We join together as we offer prayers to Mother Saraswati. Om Saraswati Mahabhagi Vidye Kamala Luchini Vidyarupe Vishalakshi Vidyamne Namostute. Om Saraswati Namastubhyam Varane Kama Continuing on with our prayers, devotees, we offer obediences to that mother of light in this universe, that mother of monetary wealth, that mother of spiritual wealth. We join together as we offer prayers to Lakshmi. Om Lakshmi Karotu Kalyanam Arogyam Janasamvara Mama Shatru Vinashaya Deepa Jyotir Namostute Om Namaste Astu Mahamaya Shri Pite Sarabhujite Shankha Chakra Garahaste Mahalakshmi Namostute Om Namaste Garararudhi Kola Sura Bhayankari Sarva Papa Hare Devi Mahalakshmi Namostute Om Sarvage Sarvavarane Sarvadushna Bhayankari Sarva Dukha Hare Devi Mahalakshmi Namostute Om Siddhi Buddhi Prade Devi Mukti Mukti Pranayani Mantramurti Sada Devi Mahalakshmi Namostute Om Adyantarahte Devi Adi Shakti Maheshwari Bhakti Om Sambhute Mahalakshmi Namostute Om Stula Sukshma Marondre Mahashakti Mahodare Mahapapa Hare Devi Mahalakshmi Namostute Om Padmasana Sthite Devi Parabrahma Swarupini Paramishi Jagane Madhar Mahalakshmi Namostute Om Shvetambardhare Devi Nana Lankar Bhushite Jagatastite Jagane Madhar Mahalakshmi Namostute Mahalakshmi Namostute Mahalakshmi Om Prem Lakshmi Mata Ki Jai. And next, devotees, we offer prayers to that universal mother that destroyed all evils in our life. Devotees, we join together as we offer prayers to Adi Shakti Durga Mata. Kshama Shiva Dhatri Swaswatha Namostute Jai Tvam Devi Chamunde Jai Bhutarte Niharani Jai Sarvakate Devi Aniratri Namostute Adevi Sarvabhuteshu Vishnu Maeti Shabdika Namastasye 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 Namo Namah Adevi Sarvabhuteshu Buddhi-rupena samstita Namastasye, Namastasye, Namastasye Namo Namah Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Lakshmi-rupena samstita Namastasye, Namastasye, Namastasye Namo Namah Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Shakti-rupena samstita Namastasye, Namastasye, Namastasye Namo Namah Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Shraddha-rupena samstita Namastasye, Namastasye, Namastasye Namo Namah Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Shanti-rupena samstita Namastasye, Namastasye, Namastasye Namo Namah Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Pushti-rupena samstita Namastasye, Namastasye, Namastasye Namo Namah Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Daya-rupena samstita Namastasye, Namastasye, Namastasye Namo Namah. As we pray to Mother Durga devotees, we say, O Durga Mata, Thou art the universal mother. We, your children, worship you in many forms. O Ma, we see you as Buddhi, wisdom, Lakshmi, prosperity, Shakti, energy, Shraddha, faith, Shanti, peace, Tushti, contentment, and Daya, compassion. And as we pray to you, Ma, Namastasye, 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 Namo Namaha, we bow to thee again and again. Devotees, we offer praise to Mother Durga in the form of the universal mother. Matri Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Matri Rupena Samstita Namastasye, Namastasye, Namastasye Namo Namah. Dehi Saubhagyam Arogyam Dehi Me Paramam Sukham Rupam Nehi Jayam Nehi Yasho Nehi Dvashuja Nehi. Om Mahadurgaye Namo Namah. Prem Adi Shakti Continuing on with our prayers, devotees, we offer obediences to the most influential beings in our life. We join together as we offer prayers to the Navgraha Devata, as we refer to them in English, the 9 planets. With today being Sunday, we join together as we offer prayers and obediences to the being that exists in the form of the sun and that sustainer of all life on this planet. We offer prayers to Surya Narayan. Om Suryaya Namah, Suryaya Namah, Suryaya Namah, Suryaya Namah, Suryaya Namah, Suryaya. Next, devotees, we offer prayers to that sustainer of all things dharmic, all things righteous in this universe. We join together as we offer prayers to Lord Vishnu. Om Shantakaram Mujagashairam Paramanabham Surishwam Vishwadharam Gaganam Sadrisham Meghavararam Shubhabam Om Lakshmikantam Kamalanayanam Yogi Bhira Dhyanagambya Vande Vishnu Bhavaya Haram Sarvaloke Anandam Om Sashankha Chakram Sakirita Kundhalam Sapita Vastram Sarasira Deshanam Sahara Vakshastala Shobhikostu Bhashriyam Namami Vishnu Shirasa Chaturabhujam Namami Vishnu Shirasa Chaturabhujam. We join together now as we offer prayers to the 7th incarnation of Lord Vishnu. We offer prayers to Lord Rama. Om Ramaya Ramabhandraya Ramachandraya Vedase Raghunathaya Nathaya Sitaya Pataye Namaha. We offer prayers to Mother Sita. Om Jagatasutha Jagajanini Janaki Atashaya Priya Karunani Bhanaki Akhe Chukapada Kamala Manao Jasu Kripa Niramala Matipa. We offer prayers to Hanuman Swami. Om Mano Juva Marata Tulya Vegam Jitendriyam Buddhi Matam Varishtam Vatatmajamanirayottamukyam Shri Ramadutam Sharanam Prapati Shri Ramadutam Sharanam Prapati. And we offer prayers now to the 8th incarnation of Lord Vishnu. We join together as we offer prayers to Bhagavan Shri Krishna. Om Dhararvindena Bhararvindam Mukharvinde Vinibhishmayanam Vatasya Patrasya Putishnayanam Balam Mukundam Manasasmarami Balam Mukundam Manasasmarami. Om Krishna Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namah. Mukham Karoti Vachalam Pangundam Gaidhiri Yatrapantamaham Nande Paramananda Madhavam. Om Vasudevam Sudam Devam Kamsachanura Maradanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagatguru Krishnam Vande Jagatguru. Om Prem se bolo Vishnu Bhagwan ki jai. Prem se bolo Shri Ramchandra Bhagwan ki jai. Prem se bolo Sita Mata ki jai. Prem se bolo Hanuman Swami ki jai. Prem se bolo Krishna Chandra Bhagwan ki jai. I apologize, devotees, I just needed to grab my book really quickly. And at this time, devotees, we join together now as we offer prayers to that universal Father and that universal Guru. As we offer prayers to that destroyer of all evils in our life and this universe, we join together as we offer prayers to Lord Shiva. Devotees, for those of you who may be performing your puja at home, as you perform puja onto your lingam, we join together as we sing this very beautiful bhajan, as we continue to focus our minds in dedication on to Lord Shiva. we offer this next prayer, devotees, for all those suffering from various illnesses, diseases, injuries, and ailments. We ask that they have a fast, speedy, and full recovery. We also offer a prayer for those transitioning from this world to the next. May their passage be as smooth and tranquil. Om Trayambakam Yajame Sugandhim Pushti Vardhanam Urvarukam Vandanat Vriddhuram Shivam Om Trayambakam Yajame Sugandhim Pushti Vardhanam Urvarukam Vandanat Vriddhuram Shivam Om Trayambakam Yajame Sugandhim Pushti Vardhanam Urvarukam Vandanat Vriddhuram Shivam Om Ganganapate Namaha Om Karadiki Namaha Om Nandishwaraya Namaha Om Vasuki Namaha Om Shri Sambasana Shivaya Namaha. Prem se bolo Shiva Shankara Bhagwan ki jai. And devotees, for all of us who are Guru, we join together as we offer a prayer to our Guru. If you don't have an individual Guru, you can take Lord Shiva or any devata in your mind as you like for your universal Guru as we join together and pray. Om Gurura Brahma Gurura Vishnu Gurura Deva Maheshwara Gurura Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Om Dhyana Muram Gurura Murati Puja Mulam Gurura Padam Mantra Mulam Gurura Vakyam Moksha Mulam Gurura Krama Prem se Guru Gurudeva ki jai. And this time, devotees, we'll commence with our sermon as we jump back into the Srimad Bhagavad Quran. And for those of you who remember, we hopped into Canto 2, Book 2 of the Srimad Bhagavad Quran. And we're in Chapter 1. Chapter 1 is known as the first step in God realization. We talked about what's happening here. We hear about a question that Raja Parikshit had asked, and Sri Sukha Goswami is answering. We heard the first few verses, but as a refresher from the last time. So I'm not going to recap the last chapter of Book 1 because we did that last time. This time we're going to hop right into it. And we hear what is being told to Raja Parikshit about what a good person at the end of their life is supposed to be like. And essentially what Sukha Goswami is saying is that you have to focus on Bhagwan. That's your ultimate goal. There's one line here that he says, the mind should be turned into 3 sacred transcendental letters. Those 3 letters are A-U-M, Om. Om is a really good way for us to sit down, to relax, meditate, and really get us into the mindset of focusing on Bhagwan, because Om is really a word that we use to connect to Bhagwan. Repeating one's breath, one thus should get the mind under the control so that primary causes of absolute spirit are not forgotten. With the intelligence as the driver, the senses with the help of the mind should be led away from their objects. The mind is motivated for the results One should thereafter consecutively focus one's mind on the different parts of his body. One should thereto not think of anything else but the refuge of the Supreme Lord Vishnu, thus pacifies the mind. Because of the passion and inertia of nature, the mind is always agitated and bewildered. But one will get under control and concentration of once pacified in the focus that puts an end to all impurity. They who fix the habit of such symmetrical remembrance, seek unification, and hold on to this devotion will soon be a success under the shelter of the yoga that approves this. A lot of really big words and a lot of really fancy sentences. I'm going to hone in on verse 20 and 21. Because of the passion and inertia of nature, the mind is always agitated and bewildered. It's funny to hear that. Inertia is a property of matter, and passion is really what drives us towards things in this material world. It truly does. It truly does. When you sit down and do a puja, some people need it to be perfect. If it's not perfect, then their mind becomes agitated and they can't focus. So what's the point of doing the puja? Sometimes when people get ready to perform some sort of sacrifice, they're arguing with a bunch of people before they do that. Is it really truly you focusing on the sacrifice if you're going into it angry, upset, mad, whatever? If you're going to go give a big presentation and for some reason you are only focusing on the negative weather, how bad the car ride was and all this other stuff, do you think your presentation is going to be as successful as possible? Not necessarily, because the passion is always what we have that makes us angered and bewildered and really gets us unfocused from our absolute and really true goals in life. Remember, negative emotions are very strong. Good emotions are also very strong as well. We want to tend to lean towards the good side because the negative emotions deter us away from the things we need to do. Here he's saying that if you can control your senses and you can pacify your mind, you will have a focus that ends all impurity. If you can just control your mind. And that's a very hard thing. It's a very hard thing. I mean, you open up your phone, you look through social media, you hear the news reports. It's really hard to control your mind with everything going on in the world. We need to take some time to do that. They who fix the habit of such systematic remembrance, so those who really focus and do this every single day, seek unification and hold down onto this devotion. Those who seek to be one with Bhagwan and hold on to this devotion will be of success under the shelter of yoga that approves this. Will be successful in obtaining Bhagwan because you will be safe underneath his shelter. The king, Raja Parikshit, attentive to what was said, asked, "O Brahmin, what is in summary the idea of the way by which a person may directly put the end to the impurities of his mind? How do I get rid of those negative thoughts? How do I get rid of negative thoughts?" We talked about that last time, which is, and you'll see trends like this where it's like you're laying in, it's a video of somebody laying in bed and they get up and they're like, "Oh, thinking about that thing I did 2 years ago, 20 years ago." It happens to me all the time. I know it happens to all of us. And we also have impurities in our mind which kind of lead us towards different things. Like, Mahendra made some really good vegetarian cakes yesterday, and a lot of us were just oogling at those cakes. So we really focused on those cakes, not thinking about what the after effect would be towards some of the things that would go on in our bodies. So I'm here with my parents because we were doing a few things, but we focus on certain things that make us really deter our minds from what we really need to be doing. We don't need to let those distractions, overcome us. I say these phones that we have, these piece of technologies that we have, they really are a big distraction. So what can we do to purify our mind and rid ourselves of those impurities so that we can focus? Sri Sukha said, when one sits down in control, has subdued one breath, and has conquered one's attachment as also one's senses, one should focus one's attention on the gross matter of the outer appearance of the Supreme Lord. So reading through all of that, one has to sit down in control. Step 1. Subdue your breath. Step 2. Conquer your own attachment. Step 3. And then step 4 is also conquer your senses. Then your attention will be able to be focused on whatever you need to. So, like I said, sit down in control. Control your breathing. Conquer your attachment over physical and material items. And then also control your senses. I know breathing is a sense, but still, we still have to focus on where we're looking, what we're touching, what we're smelling, how we're seeing. His personal body is this gross material world in which we experience all that belongs to the past, the present, and the future of this universe and existence. There's a great verse in the Srimad Bhagavad Gita that talks about the world that we live in and the mode of the natures that we live in. But we live in a world that is essentially Bhagwan. It's created by Bhagwan. Bhagwan is everywhere, but Bhagwan's not in everything. So we're living in his existence. The outer shell of the universe that we know as a body consisting of 7 coverings constitutes the notion of the object of the universal form of Purusha, who is the Supreme Lord. The lower worlds are by the ones who studied it recognized as the soles of his feet, of which his heels and toes are called the Rastala, his ankles Mathala, while the shanks of the gigantic persons are called the Tatala worlds. The two knees of the universal form are called Sutala, the thighs Vitala and Atala, and the hips are named Mahitala, O king. Our outer space is accepted as the depression of his navel. The higher illuminated worlds are his chest, with above the neck called Mahar. His mouth is called Jana, while Tapas is the name of the worlds of the forehead, with the Satyaloka. Indra are his arms. So essentially what Sukadeva Goswami is saying here is that every part of this world that we live in, every single little bit of existence, from the lower worlds to the higher worlds, it's all a part of Bhagwan. Everything that we live in is a piece of Bhagwan. We have to recognize that. That's what we mean by, and it's a long way of saying, Bhagwan is here, Bhagwan is there, Bhagwan is everywhere. Bhagwan is the ground that you walk in, Bhagwan is the air that you breathe, Bhagwan is the sunlight that shines on your face, Bhagwan is the rain that waters the plains, Bhagwan is everything around us. God is here, God is there, God is everywhere. So it still baffles me from time to time to think that like we are in this wonderful culture of Sanatana Dharma, but then we hear about stories in which we mistreat one another, when we have to have that fundamental and true understanding that God exists within every living being. So why do we treat any living being with disdain, with misery, with hatred? It goes back to that article I talked to you about all last week, in which a group of Hindus decided to attack and mob a group of Christians who built a church in their Indian state. Now, the question here is, why on earth would we do that? Why would we not see the Bhagwan in those people, even though they're worshiping a different God? That's fine. That's perfectly fine. Thank you. I shouldn't say that's perfectly fine. It's not fine. Why would we go and try to harm someone if they have a different belief from us? Is their belief harming us in any way, shape, or form? Are they physically hurting us? Mental anguish, emotionally driven. It's all emotions, all attachment to this material world. They say that the Vedic hymns are thought process of the unlimited one. His jaws make up everything. The great principle constitutes his consciousness, someone says, while Lord Shiva is the cause within. The horse, the mule, camel, and the elephant are all his nails, and everything comes from Bhagwan. With the intellectuals for the face and the rulers for the arms of the universal form, the traders. So we're going into different people's, I guess, duties in life. He's saying for those who are intellectuals, the teachers, we're the face. The rulers, the warriors, the defenders, they're the arms of the universal form. Those who work in trade and in business, they're the thighs, and the laborers occupy his feet. They're the ones that keep us moving. Through the various names of the demigods, he gains in stature with the provision of feasible goods by means of the performance of sacrifices. It's funny because in verse 37 in the Srimad Bhagavata Purana, we outline every single what we deem as caste, right? Caste, remember, caste isn't socioeconomic status. It's really the things that we are doing in life. So if I decide to go work as a farmer, right now I'm sitting down as a pundit. I'm by the classification of Brahmin because I'm teaching. But if I go work as a farmer, then I'm a Sudra. That's what I'm going to be doing. That's my caste for the day. That's how I like to think about it. But he's saying everybody and every single role in life is a different piece of Bhagwan. And without these pieces of Bhagwan, we can't move as a society. We have the heads, we have the arms, we have the legs, we have the feet. Right? Without any parts of these bodies, we won't be able to function as a society. Without feet, can you really walk? Nowadays, yes. Back in the days, not so much. If you don't have arms, can you do as many things successfully? No. What would you do without your face, without your neck, without your arms, without your head, legs, without your feet? So everybody culminating together, performing their duty, performing everything that they need to perform, that's what creates Bhagwan. But not only does it create Bhagwan, it helps us keep moving through this world. I explained that all these locations in the form of the Supreme Lord to you, so that anyone who concentrates his mind on this Swarupa universal form can attain his goal by intelligence. Beyond him, after all, there is nothing else to be found in the gross of matter. He who is as the super soul in so many ways can be seen present in all kinds of forms, just like a dreamer can see himself in different situations, is the one and only supreme truth and ocean of bliss. One must direct oneself to him alone, and nothing else if one does not want to see oneself degraded by attachments. The first step in God realization is realizing that what? God is here, God is there, God is everywhere, God exists in this entire universe. God is the earth that you walk on. I said this before, it's the air that you breathe, it's the sun that shines down on you, it's every single thing. So what is the first step in God realization? Summarizing that entire chapter, God is here, God is there. God is everywhere. So the next time you are driving down the street and you see a homeless person, or the next time somebody asks for an act of charity, or the next time somebody does you wrong, I want you to focus on this one thing. Where is God right now? And whatever am I about to do, is it going to be offensive to God? Which the answer is probably going to be yes. What I do, what I'm about to do to God? If your answer is no, then you shouldn't do it. You shouldn't do it. First step in God realization is realizing that God is here, God is there, God is everywhere. Prem se Bolo Krishna Chandra Bhagwan ki Jai. Devotees, with that, we've come to the end of chapter 1 and book 2 of the Srimad Bhagavad Puran. I apologize. I thought it was going to take me a little bit longer, so the sermon's really short for today, which means our service is going to be a little shorter today than it normally is. I don't know if our president is listening, but I would ask him that he come up to say some announcements as we all prepare ourselves in clasping our hands and closing our eyes. As we take a deep breath in, and as we exhale, relax our spine, shoulder, our neck, our forehead, our entire body. And with our minds and bodies and souls connected, I ask that we join together, devotees, as we chant these closing prayers. Om Sarvesham Swasti Bhavatu, Sarvesham Shanti Bhavatu, Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu, Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu. Om Sarve Sukhino Bhavantu, Sarve Santu Niramaya, Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu, Ma Kaschit Dukhabhag Bhave. Om Mantrinam Kriyahinam Bhaktinam Janardanam, Yatya Pujatam Maya Deva Paripurnam Tarastu Me. Papoham Papu Karmaham, Papu Atma Papu Sambhavat Rahimam Mundarikacham, Sarva Papu Arohari. Om Tvameva Martascha Pitha Tvameva, Tvameva Bandhuscha Sakha Tvameva, Tvameva Vidyam Dravinam Tvameva, Tvameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva. Om Asatoma Sadgamaya, Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya, Mrityuma Puritamyamaya. Hari Om Shanti, 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 Hari Om. Om Guru Brahma, Guru Deva Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha, Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Om Yao Shanti Antariksham, Om Shanti Prithvi Shanti Apa Shanti, Aushadheya Shanti Vanaspati Shanti, Vishwadeva Shanti Brahma Shanti, Sarve Om Shanti Shanti Deva Shanti Sama Shanti Nidhi. Hari Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat. Prem se Bolo Ganesh Bhagwan ki Jai. Prem se Bolo Adi Shakti Durga Mata ki Jai. Prem se Bolo Vishnu Bhagwan ki Jai. Prem se Bolo Shiva Shankar Bhagwan ki Jai. Prem se Bolo Shiva Shakti Mandir ki Jai. Prem se Bolo Sanatana Dharma ki Jai. And devotees, with this, we've come to the end of our virtual Sunday morning service this beautiful December 4th, 2022. Hey, little guest. At the very end, devotees, we had a little guest come in. Our Mandir has a new friendly little member. The whole her matching me was unintentional for today. So this is little baby Andrea, little name, little Pia. So say Ram Ram. Say Ram Ram. Ram Ram. She doesn't know words yet, which is okay. But with that, devotees, we've come to the end of our Sunday morning service, and I'd like to thank each and every one of you for tuning in virtually. For those of you who are watching live now, I see that we have 8 concurrent viewers, and for those of you who may be watching in the future, hi, Mama. Yeah.
Jazz and Dave mostly.
Huh?
Today's Jazz and Dave mostly birthday.
And that's it? And what about Sister Tiffany? Wasn't Sister Tiffany's birthday this week? Okay. In regards to calendar announcements, we do have the 2023 calendars printed. They did get sent down here, so my dad has them here at his house. We will be bringing them to the Mandir next week. So for those of you who want to acquire 2023 calendar, they will be available next week. So you can come and get those at the Mandir. We'll just be leaving them in there. You can come any Sunday to pick them up as we have Mandir open on Sundays. We will not have service on the 25th of December. That is Christmas Day. So just note that on the 25th, we will not have any service at all. And then in regards to some other announcements in regards to birthdays, there are 3 people that I know have celebrated birthdays. First and foremost is Sister Tiffany. She celebrated her birthday this week. Happy birthday to you, Sister Tiffany. My baby Mosi. You said baby Mosi? My mom's older... Huh? Dave Mosi. Dave Mosi was just still my mom's older sister. Celebrated her birthday this week. So today, Mosi, happy birthday to you. And then today is my cousin Jasmine. Jasmine's birthday is today, Jasmine Mungray. So to Jazz, happy birthday to you. I hope you all had a fantastic birthday. Have a wonderful day. Bless you. And I hope that you all had a fantastic birthday and a fantastic week. Are there any other announcements that you wanted to make? Nothing else? Well, that being said, devotees, we have no other information to divulge for you all today. I hope you all have a safe, happy, wonderful, healthy week. I look forward to seeing you all in person, because we will be in person next week for our regular Sunday morning satsang. You all stay happy, stay healthy, stay safe. Bless you again. Say Jai Sita Ram. Jai Sita Ram, everybody.
What?